Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. Dell gives $6.25 billion to your kids. Michael and Susan Dell have pledged $6.25 billion towards what? To seed investment Trump accounts for children. The pledge will fund deposits of $250 into accounts. These accounts are for up to 25 million eligible American children. Let me reveal this hidden secret to you live right now. HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the universe. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject going live on X. Therefore, the most popular live stream podcast live right now on this subject going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Today on HSRL. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what I love about Michael and Susan Dell? Besides the fact that they're billionaires, tech giants, the Dell computer guy, the one who built an empire selling beige boxes that beeped at you like they were judging your dial-up speed. I love that the Dells are pledging $6.25 billion. That's billion with a B. And what are they doing with it? They are funding something called, wait for it, Trump accounts for children. Now you hear Trump account and children in the same sentence, and your brain goes to some weird places. It could be a golden high chair, a tiny red tie, a Twitter account for toddlers where they complain about nap time being rigged. No, they're seeding Trump accounts for kids. Trump accounts. Trump once said bankruptcy is only a strategic pivot. Now he's become the patron saint of compound interest. So they're called Trump accounts, which is perfect. When you want a program built on responsible, steady financial planning, you name it after the guy who put gold trim on everything that stood still. Picture this. You're a kid. You're 5 years old, finger painting a unicorn that's half Trump Tower, and boom, $250 drops into your Trump account. They're putting it in the S&P 500, steady 7% returns. They're assuming steady 7% growth for 18 years, a level of optimism you rarely see outside a toddler trying to blow out candles on a cake that's not lit. They say if you leave it alone and add money to it and wait until the kid is 18, it could be worth $170,000. Education, down payment, retirement. Whoa, slow down, little Warren Buffett in diapers. But no, here's the reality. They're taking this massive dragon hoard of money and they're going to give 25 million kids $250. We're giving kids a head start, they say. Yeah, a $250 head start in a race where the finish line's a hedge fund run by your uncle who day trades Fartcoin. Michael Dell says, it's the smartest investment in children. Susan Dell says, it builds hope. So the plan is to take a bunch of 5-year-olds and give them a tax advantaged portfolio. The caveat is they can't touch it for 13 years. Aw, little Timmy scraped his knee. Don't worry, kid, you're diversified. But here's the thing nobody's saying. Michael Dell says this is the smartest investment in children. Michael Dell, the guy who figured out you could sell computers without a store. Now he's like, you know what else doesn't need a physical location? Your kid's college fund. The man eliminated the middleman in computers. And now he's eliminating the middleman between your baby and Jerome Powell. Your 6-month-old is going to be checking futures before his pediatrician appointment. Michael Dell is giving 25 million children a Trump account worth $250 so they can learn about the slow, crushing reality of compound interest, which is cute because kids barely appreciate the interest in anything that isn't sugar or Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Michael and Susan Dell are giving every kid $250. They want these kids to be future billionaires. It's the best way to level the playing field, right? Hand a 10-year-old the same portfolio strategy as the people who own the actual field. These accounts are for 20 million eligible American kids under 10. It's tax advantage, treasury managed, run by private firms, federal government's kicking in $1,000 for newborns through 2028. That's up to $5,000 a year from 26, focused on low income zip codes. So now kids aren't just learning geography, they're learning which side of the street gets to retire early. It's the Invest in America Act, signed by Trump in July. Like he woke up one day and thought, you know what this country needs? More passive income for toddlers. I love the idea. Give them a stake early, teach compounding, boost savings, fix financial outcomes, long term magic. Except now, imagine that $170,000 at 18 hitting the real world. Kid cashes out for college and buys a down payment on a studio apartment in Brooklyn, which is more like a closet with Wi Fi. So the kid retires by moving back in with mom and dad because Social Security ends up being Trump's next NFT drop. Compounding. It's like telling a fish to invest in a bicycle factory. Sure, on paper, it's genius. But in reality, you know what that money is going to do. Compound right into a lifetime supply of ramen and existential dread. Susan Dell says the accounts create hope for generations. Absolutely. Nothing restores hope like finding out the Dells prepaid your future disappointment in the housing market. Hope for generations is a nice idea until you realize it's hope for the S&P 500 brokers, the ones who get to babysit it till the kid turns 18 and trades it all for a Lambo lease and an OnlyFans subscription. You gotta love the irony though. Trump accounts. The guy's brand is "You're fired" meets "The art of the deal." And now he's got his name on baby mutual funds. It's like naming a vegan burger joint Bacon Place. Or think about it from the kid's angle. You're born in a qualifying zip code, right? You get that federal $1,000 seed like it's manna from the MAGA gods. And by age 10, Dell's $250 hits. You're thinking, sweet, I'm set. Fast forward, you're 18, accounts ballooned to 170K, but inflation's turned into enough for a used Prius and a participation trophy economy. That's where the only compounding is your student loans at 12%. Smartest investment in children? Sure. Is the smartest investment in making billionaires feel like they fixed poverty without ever leaving their Gulf Stream. And they want kids to use this for education, home down payments, or retirement at 18. So we've just admitted that an 18-year-old might need to tap their retirement account to afford college. What kind of investment strategy is that? A dystopian novel written by Susie Orman or Dave Ramsey? We're telling children, good news, kids. When you're old enough to vote, you'll also be old enough to liquidate assets during a bear market to pay for community college. They want kids to hit 18 with 170 grand, which is perfect. Do you think you can trust most 18-year-old kids with life-changing cash? Sure, as long as life-changing means a car with speakers that rattle the license plate. Treasury managed accounts run by private investment firms. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go great. If there's one thing kids dream of, it's this: having the same people who lost your tax refund also handling their college fund. These accounts are infrastructure under federal law, which makes sense. Teach these kids about finance when they're young so they don't end up like me. I was a dumb kid who didn't understand money. How dumb was I? One day, my school showed a movie to the kids after school and charged 25 cents per child. My mom gave me 3 dimes and 4 nickels for my sister and I. No quarters. The other kids paid with quarters. I thought she didn't give me enough. The lady taking admission must have felt sorry for us and let us in for free. We weren't poor. I was special. True story. We can't have dumb kids who haven't learned about money. That's what makes this infrastructure in America. This is important, people. So Michael Dell says it's the smartest investment in kids ever, which is wild because the previous smartest investment in kids was don't give them scissors and don't let them run. Now we'll have index funds for infants. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X, book me at your local comedy club. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. You're allowed to make fun of me only if your jokes are funny and you get my name right. Any insults must be contained to Spotify. And you must be following HSRL on Spotify. Make sure you follow before sending any insults. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can go ahead and visit my X profile to learn more. It's not necessary to follow me on X, but now you can follow at Safe New Media. Whatever you decide, team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow, which is why I invite you to belong higher. Join our inner circle on Telegram. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media X profile. The official source for this show is safenewmedia.com/HSRL. I want to give listeners of this podcast something. Free gift for you if you want to start a podcast, but you feel imposter syndrome. You can get your copy of the Anti-Imposter Podcast Starter Kit. Get your copy of the Anti-Imposter Podcast Starter Kit at safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment decision.
Are you an accredited investor? If you are, listen up. Today, owning a home now costs 52K more per year than renting. Families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift, buying 100 plus unit assets in growth markets. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our waitlist today. Go to inveresta.com. You can now subscribe to our newsletter. That secures your place. You can now receive your free guide. It's called Location Science 2026. 5 filters to find growth markets for multifamily real estate. Don't ignore the data before you invest. When you subscribe, you secure your place on our waitlist for the next opportunity. Most real estate people tell you to invest in your backyard. What if your backyard is the wrong location? Avoid losing money in the wrong location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there. Let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors can get in touch with me today. Call my office, go to inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing, before I let you go, I want to invite you to subscribe to Methods of Prosperity newsletter. You owe it to yourself to be rich. Society, our parents, teachers, and peers have conditioned us. They want us to be like them. They need us to comply. They need us to be conventional like they are. As Herb Kelleher, co-founder and CEO of Southwest Airlines, remarked, all the people that were telling me those things were expressing conventional wisdom. And if it's conventional, it ain't wisdom. And if it's wisdom, it ain't conventional. My name is Sean Allen Fenn, and I'm obsessed with prosperity. This is the natural state of the human spirit. It turns out there's no limit. There's also many variables. Some keep their day job while others go all in. Some are entrepreneurs while others are value investors, but all of them have a certain mindset. Understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. It's the most popular newsletter to brainwash yourself rich. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. To become a billionaire, one must first be conditioned to think like a billionaire. You can now subscribe for free at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on the subject, broadcasting on X, formerly known as Twitter. Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. My name is Sean Allen Fenn. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.